Hey Bobcats, welcome to this week's episode of The Sage. I'm Tristin Hoffman.
And I'm Isabella Eiler. In this episode, we'll be covering a sophomore with a bright future in basketball,
Give you an inside look at the PTSA student grant ceremony,
and an informative PSA on the dangers of texting while driving.
all this and more coming up on The Sage. Well, I don't know about you, but when I played basketball when I was younger, I definitely was not the star on the court.
I couldn't agree more. I would be the kid that would always end up with the bloody nose.
I feel that. However, it seems like sophomore Cedric Jung has a different story on the basketball court.
Haili, Ballard, and Sophie Mostamand have more on the story.
I am Cedric Jung. I've been playing basketball since I was about 3 years old. When I was younger, I always loved the fast pace of basketball. I would always watch NBA players such as like Steve Nash, and I always wanted to become, modeled my game after him, his passing as well. Also, I looked up to my brother a lot. He was playing basketball at a very young age as well. I'd always come to his games and support him. Being a freshman on varsity last year was definitely a good experience. It helped me in so many different ways, like getting used to the big crowds that usually come to our game. I love getting closer to every single person on my team. I love Coach Brandon a lot. He pushes me to become better every single day. Even though sometimes things can get difficult, we still stay together as a team, and it's definitely great.
Thanks, girls. That's so great he's followed his passion for so long at such a young age. Good luck to the basketball team this next Friday for the homecoming game.
Speaking of sports, up next is Kylie giving us a lowdown on this week's sports and announcements.
You like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels.
Hey Bobcats, my name is Kylie with this week's sports. Starting with basketball, both the girls and boys played SDA last Friday. Girls lost 42-52 and the boys lost as well, 49-53, with Nick Sonk scoring 18 points and 11 rebounds in the game, and Brady Canfield with 10 points. But both are ready to come back this Friday with an away game at El Camino. Soccer hit a rough patch this last week, both teams losing to SDA. Girls lost 0-4 and the boys lost 1-3, with Titus Washington scoring a goal. They have league matches this week, boys at El Camino tomorrow, and the girls at home tomorrow against El Camino, and Tuesday against Vista. For more information on these upcoming games, we have an interview with the soccer captains.
What is up, Bobbies? I'm PhoenixVaughan-Voski here reporting for The Sage, and today I have with me the soccer team captains, Titus Washington, Mary Feldman, and Celia Vigeland. And so, Titus, our first question, how would you say that your season is going so far?
Well, we're 0-2-2, which means 2 losses and 2 ties, no wins, so unfortunately, our season's not doing too hot. Hopefully, we can start winning again, start putting some more goals in the net, and hopefully, we can get back on top of the table.
Awesome. So, and for you guys, how do you think your season is going so far?
Similar to the boys, we had a better run in the preseason games, but we're looking to get some redemption wins in the second half of our season and are looking good to make a long playoff run. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Well, that's great. And so, Titus, with that being said, is there any key factors that you think have affected you with the new season compared to the last season?
Well, the only thing about this season is sometimes we don't come in with the right mentality and we end up losing the game in the first half or second half. It's not the same as last year when everyone was up for the game. There's some people on the team who are always up for it and always working their butt off, but there's just some factors that aren't as good as last year's, unfortunately.
Gotcha. And so for Celia, I was wondering if you could shed some insight on the same thing.
Yeah, so like Titus said, seniors obviously graduated and they moved on, but I think one of our biggest improvements since last season is our defensive, third and coming out of the back has been a very big improvement from last season.
Awesome. And so with that all being said, I was just wondering, how do you think students can help you guys support your teams while you're playing?
Well, if you come out and support us, it's always like really fun to watch. Surprisingly, like you might think it's not very fun to watch, but it gets intense and it gets hype, like especially in the last couple minutes. Like you'd be surprised how insane it gets, especially when you're on the field.
Well, that's great. And with all that being said, I was just wondering, when is your senior night?
February 8th is our senior night against High Tech High, San Diego.
That's great. And for you guys?
Our senior night is going to be February 5th. That's a Tuesday, and we're playing RBV at home. So just come out and support if you can. If that's not a good day for you, we play on Tuesdays and Thursdays generally. So just check Max Preps, and hopefully we see you guys here.
All right, and that's a wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was the soccer team, and I'm PhoenixVaughan-Voski reporting for the Sage.
Thank you so much. Now for wrestling. Last Thursday, the team lost, but freshmen Nikita Ovchinnikov and Luke McClellan and juniors Miguel Rojas and Cole Kirby walked away with a win. Last Saturday, those four continued with their win streak, and Luke McClellan took first place in the freshman SoCal tournament, and Nikita Ovchinnikov took seventh. And at the San Pasqual varsity tournament, Cole Kirby took fourth, and Miguel Rojas took sixth. Tomorrow is wrestling senior night and last duel of the season against both El Camino and Oceanside. Wrestling will start at 6 p.m. in the Bobcat Gym. Come support our senior wrestlers. This has been Kylie Valency with this week's sports. I'll see you tomorrow on the mat, but for now, let's send it back to the anchors.
Man, I'm so hyped for all of next week's festivities.
Me too. I can't wait to bust out some dance moves at Hoop Coming. Before I can do that, however, I need to find some money for my dance ticket.
Well, whatever you do, steer clear from the PTSA student grant winners and I for that problem.
Oh yeah, I heard Paige Zepeda and Gavyn Townsend covered the ceremony last Friday.
Yeah, let's roll it.
On this past Friday, January 18th, the PTSA held an award ceremony to honor the PTSA student members that received grants for their projects.
So what the students had to do to qualify for a grant for the PTSA's Bobcats Best Student Grant Award is they had to submit a formal proposal, which included everything from an outline of what they were going to do, had to tell us specifically what they were going to do, what the budget requirements were, and how much they were asking for. And the project had to be something that was going to help the community, either here locally at Sage Creek or the broader community.
The PTSA awarded nearly $3,000 in grants to 16 students. These grants were given in order to help support student-led projects that will help a community in need or one right here at school. With an average of about $184 earned per student, the student grant proposals were very successful.
Yeah, I was really excited to get the grant because I wanted to try to make a difference in my community, and I'm super passionate about cleanups, and this was an awesome way to actually get the funds to pursue having people interact outside and clean up our earth.
This has been Gavyn Townsend and Paige Zepeda reporting for The Sage.
Wow, that's so awesome that the PTSA is helping Bobcats with their Genius projects.
Yeah, it was really cool to be around such driven people during the ceremony.
I bet. You know, speaking of being driven, Bobcats, be sure to stay off your phones and safe while driving.
Noah Secades and Zach Metzger are here to give us more insight on the dangers of texting and driving.
You all right? He was texting and driving. What a shame.
Wow, that's really scary to think about how 25% of all fatal accidents are caused by distracted driving. I know I've fallen victim to checking my text while driving before.
Yeah, same here. But whether it's a Snapchat or just a simple text, Bobcats, it really can wait.
Well, that's all we have for this week.
Make sure to head over to thesagenews.com for all the news stories.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been Tristin Hoffman
and Isabella Eiler reporting for
The Sage.